My name is Rachael Bregman. I am a rabbi in southeast Georgia. I was born Jewish into an extraordinary Reform Jewish community. So Reform Judaism teaches choice through knowledge, and often within the Reform movement, there's a lot of choice, and there's an underemphasis on the knowledge piece. But I grew up in a community where knowledge was paramount, and so I grew up a liberal Jew who was incredibly religiously literate. Today, Judaism for me is a tool for creating meaning and relevance in my life in a way that is beautiful and powerful, to the point that I want to be a rabbi and share that wisdom tradition to help create meaning and relevance in the lives of others, to heed the call of action within the Jewish faith to do justice. Sure. Two stories of encountering the religious other, a positive experience and a negative experience. I'll share with you the negative experience first. When I was in college, I went to Boston College, which is a Catholic school, and there was a student on my hall whose initials, believe it or not, were KKK. And not surprisingly, he was outspoken in his anti-Semitism. And when I would walk down the hallway, he would pull one of his friends aside and start to have a feigned private conversation. He would say, "Now Hitler, he was a phenomenal leader, don't you think?" And I responded by taking him to task on it, saying, "You're right. This man was an incredible leader. He's brilliant and wise and smart. Unfortunately, he used his wisdom and his brilliance for evil." I mean, I didn't know what else to do. I was 18 years old. What are you going to do? And walking away seemed like a cowardly thing to do. Fast forward 10, 15 years later. Recently, I was celebrating the holiday of Sukkot, where you build this sort of shack in your backyard, a little festive booth for celebrating the holiday, and I had an interfaith celebration. And in my home, there was a Sikh leader and people from many other faiths, including a lovely Muslim woman. And we were teaching everybody how to wave the lulav, which is a traditional piece of the ritual. And all of a sudden I turn around and the Muslim woman is teaching the Sikh leader how to wave the lulav in the sukkah. It was this beautiful, beautiful moment. It leads me to what I think the interfaith community has to offer one another today. We all have brilliant traditions. We all have beautiful teachings and understandings from our faith traditions that we have to offer one another. And I think that it's through these dialogues, these conversations, and the sharing of thought and idea and best practices and true wisdom with one another, we all are better. And if we do it with respect and honesty and integrity, we don't have to compromise who we are and our own faith traditions. We just are able to learn from somebody else who has a different set of experiences and take that brilliance and add to our own.
Yeah.
If I had the floor of the Ninth World Assembly, I would ask the religious leaders to continue to push us to think in faith-based ways and use that thought to compel us to action. I think as a global community, we're extraordinary thinkers. We're very smart people. But we don't always use that thought to bring us to live out our beliefs in the world, making the world so much better than it is, and so much closer to the amazing place that it could be. So what I would ask them is to push us, to push ourselves harder, to not just to think, but to do.